Have you ever been aboard a ship that was lost at sea? You might call yourself a castaway. But if you're Yuna and you're friends with Tyler Creator, or at least collaborate with him, you might make a song called Castaway, which is also on your album that is titled Rogue. Now, Yuna has dropped an album called Rogue this year. I think it was yesterday or a few days ago. And I wanted to talk about the first track, not just because it's featuring Tyler Creator, but I just thought it'd be nice to dive into his solo track of an album I'm probably not going to go do an album odyssey on. So with this song, we get Yuna and Tyler both talking about the idea of essentially approaching someone that they're in a relationship with, looking and seeking to essentially end it on the terms that they in that relationship have not been able to really find their best selves, be able to get to that potential that they may have initially thought they were going to reach at the offset, but unfortunately for whatever reasons that didn't happen. Now, I think this is cool not only because of Tyler Creator feature, but the narrative is pretty cool for when you have something like Rogue. When you have the idea of Rogue, the first thing that comes to mind is, if you're not thinking of X-Men, usually someone who has gone rogue has stepped away from expectations, has stepped away from certain things that may or may not have been plaguing them, but overall for other people around them doesn't really affect them. Thus, that entire contingent of people who see this person stepping away from something that they consider normal or consider like fine, which ties into this song Castaway, usually are considered rogue. So Rogue works on like a multitude of levels, and I think it's cool. Now the song sonically versus the narrative, it has this very calm drifting nature as the guitar and the strings come in and out, and the composition is really pretty. It feels whole, it feels lush, and the thing I like so much about Yuna, now I said a while back when I was doing a Jacob Ogawa video, is that he sounds like if I wanted a sugar cookie and I needed a sugar cookie. He's just sweet and plentiful. With Yuna, she's like the scent of lavender, very soft, very gentle, very calming. And her voice has always had that effect. Every time I've heard her, every time I've listened to her, it's just very peaceful. There are some songs that she does feature more energy, but again, I really like the fact that with her style, it doesn't feel as though she's being kind of disingenuous or being aloof where she just doesn't care. Instead, especially in this song with the narrative, she comes off as strong and fierce, but in a way that isn't a Rico Nasty level. And there's nothing wrong with having a Rico Nasty style of dealing with your problems, but it's also just a cool alternative to just kind of calmly address the situation and not have it be this almost antagonistic battle all the time. So with Yuna and Tyler, as they both delve into it, they talk about the potential. And so the idea of castaway, it's sort of twofold. You have the literal castaway, someone who's stepping away from this relationship. They're casting themselves away. And then you have the fact that they are also existing as a castaway in the fact that they are being almost pushed out of it by the other person, even if the other person is sort of not necessarily intending for that to happen, but the way that it's going is just not really beneficial for them to stay within this relationship. I mean, Tyler's feature as well sort of delves into this, and it makes me sort of think how cool it is that they're talking about this, because Tyler's last album, Igor, featured the same kind of tones, the same kind of themes of basically getting within a relationship, sort of being excited about it, and then realizing over time that the reality is not as perfect as the dream, the fantasy. And so realizing that allows them to leave that and cast themselves away from it. The lyrics aren't too, but it's still just nice to hear it. It's a very nice, pretty song, and I'm excited to delve into the rest of the album. Overall, I think that this is going to be a good album from what I just heard, and I am excited to go through it. I mean, it's got a lot of features, and I'm curious to see how they all fit, but the Tyler Creator one fit. It didn't feel awkward at all, and it's kind of funny that I think one of the first Yuna songs I heard was actually on GTA, which happened to feature Tyler, the Creator, when he was in a different phase and he was doing the Garbage song. It's literally called Garbage, I'm pretty sure. It's not garbage, but it's called Garbage. So overall, I think the song is dope. I like it, and I can't wait to go listen to the rest of this, but I gotta edit this video and stuff. Away! Away I go to the outro. Well, this guy says, I'm no sailor, but I know a castaway when I see one. If you're feeling lost in the sea of life, just try to, find that one lifeboat, that one anchor. But don't let yourself float away. You got this. Fuck.